sagging, bouncing, or uneven floors? Standing water or high humidity, nasty odors, or dangerous mold? Crawl space problems don't get better with time, but they do get better when you call APS.
This is the afternoon edition of the Daily Weather Briefing video. I'm James Spann. This is for Thursday, the 21st of July, dog days of summer. So it's hot, it's humid, and we're waiting on showers and storms to form across the state. And where they do form today and tonight, they could pack quite a punch. Let's go right to the upper air look. We'll talk about what's to come. This is what's happening about 18,000 feet off the ground. And often this tells a better story this time of the year. The core of the upper high to the west, we have a light northwest flow aloft, and there's a surface boundary north of the state, and that should serve as a focus for new convection initiation, new thunderstorm development here over the next few hours. Here's the visible satellite view, and you can see a field of cumulus clouds near and south of that front over the Tennessee Valley. But otherwise, the sky partly to mostly sunny across the state. That's the radar composite across the region. And I'm doing this update about 2 o'clock this afternoon. And at this point, things are relatively quiet. Got a few spotty showers across the Florida Panhandle near the Gulf Coast, and a pretty good cluster of thunderstorms on the Alabama-Georgia line. This is the Birmingham Radar. And again, you can see that we've got some fairly decent convection through parts of Randolph and Chambers counties in extreme East Alabama. And again, these showers and thunderstorms have been kind of drifting to the south, and we do have a severe thunderstorm warning for the area around LaGrange, Georgia this afternoon. And at one point, we had warnings for parts of Cleburne and Randolph counties in Alabama, but that activity is shifting slowly into Georgia. But again, we're expecting new storms to fire over north central Alabama within the hour. Again, it's about 2 o'clock now. I'd say by 3 o'clock, the radar should be fairly active, and those will be fairly strong where they form. Let's check the heat levels. Now, these observations were taken at 1240. And at that point, readings around 90. We're expecting mid-90s again in most spots today, and very similar conditions across the region. This is the surface-based instability right now, about 2 o'clock. And those numbers are pretty high south of that boundary that's over Tennessee. The CAPE values. CAPE is convective available potential energy. And they're in excess of 4,000 joules per kilogram. And they often run high like that in summer, but with the boundary nearby, we'll probably see some fairly stout storms forming. So we've got some heat issues. Of course, we always have heat issues in summertime, but we've got heat advisories for the counties in orange. And again, that's where the heat index might touch 105 today. And for the counties in purple in west and northwest Alabama, that is an excessive heat warning. That's where the heat index might touch 110. But again, we should see some pretty good thunderstorm action soon to knock the heat down. That's what's happening across the country. We note a number of severe thunderstorm watches up and down the eastern seaboard from North Carolina to the coast of Maine in advance of that surface boundary there. So this is the severe weather threat for the rest of today and tonight, the risk from SPC, the Storm Prediction Center. And you can see we've got a risk of severe storms along and east of that front that runs from New York State down into Tennessee and Arkansas. And for Alabama, we've got a level 2 out of 5. Slight risk for a pretty good chunk of the state. The areas there in yellow, and the rest of the state in a marginal risk, level 1 out of 5. And the main concern is going to be strong straight-line winds, wet and microbursts, local areas of wind damage, the winds high enough to knock down trees and power lines. And be aware, typically it's really hard to warn for those events. They don't last long, and it's over a pretty small area. But just be aware of that. The storm should be pretty active between now and about 10 o'clock tonight. Won't rain everywhere, but where the storms do form, they'll be strong. This is tomorrow. Marginal risks well to the north, and Saturday, day 3, an enhanced risk over parts of Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Iowa, well to the north of us on top of the heat bubble. This is the rain for the next 7 days, and really after today, storms become fairly isolated. Now, we'll have them every day. Understand, every day in the summer here, there's a chance of an afternoon storm, basically, but they should be fairly widely spaced tomorrow, over the weekend, and through much of next week as the ridge strengthens here across the region. This is the Hurricane Center outlook. Again, awfully quiet. No tropical storms or hurricanes expected for the next 5 days. So, model fans, let's dive into the GFS, the Global Forecast System. This is valid tomorrow afternoon at 4. And again, the ridge in place, that surface boundary kind of sagging southward. And really, if the storms do get going this evening, they'll work over the atmosphere, and any showers most likely tomorrow should be down across the far southern part of the state. Most of the state dry, highs low to mid-90s, lots of sunshine. This is Saturday, classic summer day. Hot, muggy, partly sunny, a few pop-up storms during the peak of the daytime heating process, and the exact same thing on Sunday. But a lot of weekend sunshine, just hot, steamy, isolated storms. And that's the theme for next week, is the ridge will be in place. Monday, and again, the green specks really don't mean that much on these synoptic scale maps. This is Wednesday of next week. And let's go out to a week from today. This is Thursday the 28th. Troughing north of the state, the ridge still in place here. And again, just not much evidence of any major changes. Let's go out 10 days. This is Sunday, July 31st. And again, we got the ridge in place. And again, hot, steamy, scattered showers and storms. You know the theme this time of the year. This is rain for Birmingham coming off the GFS ensemble. The mean between 1.5 and 2 inches between now and the 5th of August. Check out the latest numbers coming from the National Blend of Models, NBM. And again, just what you expect here. I mean, it's supposed to be hot in July. Highs for the rest of the month, low and mid-90s, lows low and mid-70s. And the latest 8 to 14-day outlook in the house. This is for the period July 28th through August 3rd. And again, with the ridge in place, temperatures will likely be a little above average. So one more time, we'll check the radar before we go. Got the active convection in progress. And with severe thunderstorm warnings just across the state line in western Georgia. But you can see so far pretty quiet. We're starting to see a few echoes showing up on radar. Look up here in the Tennessee Valley. Look really carefully around the Tennessee River. And those will probably fire into pretty respectable thunderstorms here pretty soon. So just be weather aware. No tornado threat today. We don't have tornadoes in summer unless there's external forcing involved like a hurricane or a tropical storm. That's not the case today. But again, the main concern is going to be from strong straight line winds. So that is it for the afternoon weather briefing video. Thank you guys for watching. We do these twice a day. In the morning about 5:15, in the afternoon about 2:30. We have notes on our blog, alabamawx.com. And if you can, join us this evening on TV, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless.
Sinking driveway? Call Alabama Professional Services. Settling patio? Call APS. Uneven pool deck? Call APS. Collapsing stoop? Call APS. Cracking sidewalk? That's right. Call APS. It's a fact. Concrete problems don't get better with time, but they do get better when you call APS. Call Alabama Professional Services today.